Okay, I got them both set up in there, and I had to use some different parallels, and I've got them bumped down onto those parallels. You see, they don't move. I just go down with my lead on each side and just tap it down until these are snug. So I'm going to take a rough and pass across there, get rid of that scale, and then we'll touch the tool up and I'll make a finish cut. Alright, that was my roughing pass across there, and it is actually rough. And so I went ahead and pulled my tool bit out, and I noticed that my edge had broken down. There was actually one little spot that kind of had a chip in it. So I went ahead and I reground it and rehoned it, and I'm going to try to get a nice smooth finish across here like I did on my test piece that I was messing with the other day. My sample piece just has a super smooth finish on there, and that's what I'm trying to get. So we're going to give it another shot and see if I can get it. So let me get everything set up here and ready to roll, and I'll bring it back. Okay, got her going. That chip's looking pretty good. I recognize it from the other day when it was cutting nice and smooth. Yeah, it's looking good. Finishing cut. Okay. Oh yeah, much better this time with that fresh tool bit. Nice and smooth. Okay. It seemed to maintain a good cut all the way across. So we look like we're good to go. Go ahead and shut this down. It is kind of a noisy machine. So it's best just to shut it off when I'm trying to talk to you about something. So, all right, I think we did good. I'm gonna go ahead and take them out and just repeat. Flip them over, we'll get them bumped down and make us a rough cut across there. All right, so I'll bring you back. All right guys, we're on our last face that we need to shape. So I've got them cleaned and deburred, flipped it over and bumped down on these parallels here. You see? They're snug on both ends. So, all right, I've already got it touched off there, and I fed down 10 thousandths. Got everything set, and we should be good to go. All right, so that's our roughing pass. It didn't do too bad, but I can tell that my tool broke down a little bit. So I am going to remove the tool. I'm going to go do a fresh grind, a fresh hone, put it back in there, and we'll just skim a few thousandths off of it for a finished pass, okay? Freshly ground tool bit, and it's honed.
What I've been doing is this thing cuts, I'm over here making videos for YouTube. I'm gonna go back to making another video and let this thing cut. We just finished our cut, so do a little inspection here and see. So far it looks just like the other side. Still pretty smooth. I would love to see a little bit better than that, but I'm not going to complain. There's probably a better tool than the one that I ground to do this to make a finish on it, but we're gonna go with it. So, you know, I'll just take my stone and we'll dress it, make sure it's nice and flat. There ain't no little high spots in the cut lines, and I think we'll have some new jaws. So we'll have to go from here and we'll do some deburring. Go over here to the do-all mill, and I got to drill and tap 3 holes in each one, and that'll be it. So I'll move you over there whenever we get her set up, okay? Alright, so all the shaper work is completed for the new jaws, and what we got left now is to set up in the mill, drill and tap 3 holes, and again there's the old jaws right there, so you can see I got to put some holes in it. I got to go over and do some measuring on the vise and make a little, you know, a little sketch on paper. I don't know how concentric the holes are in line with each other, so I've got to measure them and see, and then we'll just set them up and drill and tap. But that's about it. That's all we got left. So I wanted to check these. We already checked the width of them, and I was within thousandths on the ends on the width there. So what I want to do now, since we just cut top and bottom of that side, I'm going to go ahead and check and see where we're at. Now, I wasn't trying to hit any specific thickness on this at all. I was just cleaning it up. Okay, we're at 580 thousandths on that end. $579 thousandths on that end, so I'm 1 thousandths off. Okay, it's consistent with the other reading. We'll see where this jaw measures up. All right, that one's about 581. It looked like about a 1/10 under. And that one's 579, and I mean it's at a thousandths. It's just like the other one. Maybe 2/10 variation there. You know, This one's just a little bit more than this one right here. This one's a thousandths. This is about a thousandth to 2/10 on that one there. So I'm happy with it, and it's gonna be good enough for shaper work, what we're doing down there. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on and get some holes put in this, okay? All right, so I got my coordinates that I needed. I went and measured the jaws, and what we're looking at, we have 3 holes that's going to be in the jaw. So it's centered, and what we have is a 2 3/4 center to center between the holes, or 5 1/2 on the outside. The fixed jaw is the one that's off a little bit. We're about 30 thousandths off of being on the center line, so I got all the holes. It's going to be shifted to one side 30 thousandths or 1/32. And the moving jaw is pretty well centered, so we're just going to center that up on the plate. And then the one other modification that I made is the holes measure 3/4 from the bottom of the vise to the center of the hole. So I shortened that up by 32nd there, also 30 thousandths, so that I don't have any binding issues on the jaw at the bottom of the vise there. So there'll be just a really small gap there at the bottom. So I just did that first hole. I'm ready to step it down. So let me get my digital readout set right here. Zero approach. Beep, 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 beep. There we go. All right, we'll just touch it and verify the length. All right, that looks good. 2 3/4, and then we'll go again 2 3/4 down to this last hole right here. And using one of my little Albright chucks, this is one of the ones I got from Ben Zentner. I'm so used to using my bigger Jacobs chucks all the time. This one seems pretty small. Chamfer there. All right, then we'll power tap it using a spiral pointed tap. These are 1/4 20s, by the way. I don't need bristles in there. I'm just through tapping there. So. Okay, I'll finish it off and I'll bring you back when we bolt them on, okay? All right, guys, we're about finished up with this thing. So I already got this jaw bolted on. This is the one I said that it was offset by 30 thousandths. So it centered up pretty good on this one right here. And we're ready to go ahead and bolt this one on. Go ahead and give it another quick wipe off and make sure there ain't no dust behind it. Now, one other thing that I got to do is you know what's nice about having a rotary bolt bend in here? You have every bolt you could ever need except for the bolt that you really need. So I need some new 1/4 20 cap head bolts for both sides. Whoever put these in there, I mean, they only go out a 1/4 inch. I'd like them to come out a little bit further, so I'm going to replace these. So I just got to pick some up. All right, but we're going to go ahead and put it together.
Okay. I need to get my T-handle. Be right back. Might be able to get a little on that, maybe not. Okay, and I already got that side tight. All right, there we go. Nice looking even clearance on the bottom there, like I was wanting. And these stick up just a little bit versus the other ones. A little more height there. I think it comes together pretty good. I have to grab a feeler gauge, but it looks like maybe on this end we've got a 1/1002 gap there. But it's going to be good enough for what I'm using it for. All right, first shaper project complete. Now I just got to clean up. Got chips everywhere.